Welcome back. At the end of the previous part, we met up with Larry Butz, and he informed us about KB Security, and I want to know more about it. So, KB Security, the company in the blackmail letter. You know about it? That's where I work, yeah. In fact, I'm on the job right now. Huh. So what are you doing here then? Well, the boss is away right now, and you know what mice do when the cat's away? Yes. Anyway, how far away is this company? Let me see, about 30 minutes by car, I guess. Well, if you fly down the road, anyway, 30 minutes, that's important here to prove Ron's innocent because he was there, clearly. Well, this apartment building is pretty close to Lordly Taylor, right? And it would take roughly an hour to go from here to KP Security and back. If Ron DeLite was at KP Security when the robbery occurred, then... Whoa. And he couldn't have stolen the sacred urn. Hey, Nick. Your phone. Hello? Is this the Wright residence? Ah, Pearls. Where are you? I thought I'd go to Lordly Taylor to try to find some more clues, but I'm afraid I've gotten lost. What? Give me the phone, Nick. Pearly? Where are you right now? I was walking along and I found myself in front of that person's office. Oh. That person? Who? That person who doesn't act his age and always says, Zavare! when he's excited. Look at me, ace detective. Okay, stay right there. We're coming to get you. Alright, I'm a little scared. Should be with him around. Alright, let's go, Maya. Wait a second, Nick. What? Phone call just now. Sounded like a real cutie. Another one of your, special friends? Say goodbye to Mr. Light for me, would you, Larry? I like it was like, it's the same idea as me, where it's like, just leave at this point. Just leave. Now, I've been thinking about Atmey since we last spoke to him and his whole sort of deal with, like, he didn't see anybody that night because he was unconscious. That's something we said, wasn't it? Like, the only information we actually got from him was that he didn't see anybody that night. We presume because he was unconscious. That's what happened during that conversation. So it's like, he may have not seen him because there wasn't a mirror. If there's not a mirror, you can't see yourself, can you, Atmey? October 12th, Atmey Detective Agency. Was it back there? Ah, Mr. Nick, Mystic Maya. Hurley! I never thought I'd see the two of you again. There, Pearls. So is Mr. Ace Detective out of the office? Yes, when I arrived here, there wasn't a single soul in sight. Say, Nick, doesn't it look like something's changed since we were last here? Now that you mention it, I would just go rifling through his bag. This bag, I'm sure it wasn't here before. Looks quite full. I wonder what could be in there. Hey, Nick, come on, open it up. Hey, wait a minute. Can't just open his private property. Don't be such a fuddy-duddy. This is an important investigation. That's true. Truth be told, I have to admit I am kind of curious. Well, what's in there? Hang on a sec. Taking it out now. Whatever it is, it feels kinda hard and smooth. Well, hello there. Ah, General he's here. What are you doing, Sir Lawyer? I'm shocked to see a servant of the court ignoring the law so flagrantly. I'm really sorry. Maya made me do it. Nick, I can't believe you. A gentleman never uses a lady as an excuse for his own poor behavior. The real question is, can you afford to waste time lollygagging about here? What do you mean by that? Perhaps I should make myself more clear. Tomorrow's trial Svare. Shall we say the figurative? Sir William will be dropping his panties before lunchtime. Wow, Nick. Sounds like it's gonna be really exciting. What? Tomorrow's trial. What's going to happen at the trial tomorrow that's so dramatic? Do you know what your biggest mistake so far has been, Sir Lawyer? It was becoming a lawyer in the first place. That certainly does sound like a big mistake, Mr. Nick. Tomorrow will be a day to remember. I, Luke Atmey, will take the stand. And then, sorry, my testimony will prove to be the undoing of the lot of you. Yes, all of you. I will unmask you as the thief's co-conspirators. Conspirators? You're quick on the defensive, I see. However, it is not I that is your greatest enemy. There is a far more dangerous threat that you will face during the trial. What are you talking about? Sir Lawyer, if you truly are who you say, I'm sure you've heard of him. His name is Gadot. Or Gadot, I assume it's Gadot. The mask's identity. You have taken a step down the path of foolishness. To try to defend a career criminal who deserves nothing less than the death penalty. Hey, last time I checked, no one knows for sure that Mr. Delight really is the mask. My dear lady, times may change, but people sadly do not. Well, you will understand this when you are more mature. Okay. Who is this Gadot person? It's not surprising that a spirit medium has not heard the name. Gadot, the prosecutor whose equal cannot be found in this country, but in heaven. Gadot, a legend or myth, men pin a lifetime of hopes on the chance to simply meet him. Prosecutor Gadot? But the best prosecutor in the country isn't Gadot, it's Mr. Edgeworth. Isn't that right, Nick? It's no surprise that a spirit medium such as yourself would know nothing of this. But Ace Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth is currently traveling abroad. Huh? In fact, it was Mr. Edgeworth who acknowledged Gadot as the best in this country. Can you agree with that? Most certainly. In fact, you could call him the Luke Atmey of the prosecutor's office. Well, that's good to hear. The prosecution has a fighting chance tomorrow. Mr. Nick, is this Gadot really that strong? I seem to remember hearing about someone like that. Not surprising. Some people spend their lives idly waiting for his appearance. Looks like we're done investigating for the day. Sir Lawyer. The stage has been set and all the pieces are finally in place. All that remains now is for the dance to begin. A new prosecutor, an ace detective, and a thief. This will be one tough trial. To be continued! This is going to be interesting because it's not a murder trial. Yet. October 13th, 9:36 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby. Number 4. Looks the same as number 3 to me, but alright. Hey, Nick. What is it? Is something wrong? Nah, but did you see all the people here? It's crazy. Oh, so check out the Master Mask Lossy I bought. You bought this? Where? From the little tents in front of the courthouse. They have all sorts of things for sale. You know I'm a sucker for this kind of stuff. Master Mask publicity photo stuck into the court record. Come on, I'm guilty. Throw the book at me. Who's screaming like that? Oh, Mr. Wright, you made it. Yeah, I did. It doesn't look like things are going to get any less ugly for you. Because I did it! I'm the criminal! Me! He's at it again. I sent the calling card to Lordly Taylor, I admit it! But you don't have the sacred urn, right? Well, that's true, but that doesn't mean that I didn't commit the crime. Normally, when I say, of course you didn't, being sarcastic, but you... Yikes. Anyway, I admit that I'm guilty. So make sure they give me a guilty verdict, please. Oh, there you are, Ronnie. Bonjour, sweetie. Oh, Desi, honey. Bonjour. Well, actually, I don't really know why I should be speaking French to you at a time like this. Leave it all to me, Ronnie. I swear I'll protect you. See, actually, the thief is, me. Can I tell you something, Nicky boy? I can guarantee that my Ronnie is innocent. If he's declared guilty, I'll be ever so cross with you. So why are you smiling when you say it? Well, if you'll excuse me, I've got some errands I need to take care of. I'm counting on you, Nicky boy. Good luck. To be honest, I really don't know whether Ron is Master Mask or not. There's only one thing I am sure of. He doesn't have the sacred urn right now. Mr. Delight, it's time for you to enter the courtroom. For the time being, I guess I'll have to trust Desiree. October 13th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom. Number 6. Number 7? It says, oh. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Ron Delight. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Triple dot. What about the prosecution? Are you prepared to... What a stupid question. What did you say? Fine, let me ask you then, Your Honor. Are you ready? Are you ready to pass judgment? No, I'm not. I will pass judgment after I hear arguments from both sides. Well, if you're not ready yourself, you shouldn't expect others to be. That's a rule to live by. Who are you? I'm Gadot. Legendary prosecutor. I've never lost a case. He's the one that Detective Atmey was talking about. Yes, your reputation precedes you. What kind of cases have you dealt with so far? None. What did you say? I've never prosecuted a case before. Never? But you said you never lost before. This is technically true. Exactly. I've never lost. I've never won before either. Quite arrogant for a beginner, aren't you? Even the mightiest of redwoods begin their lives as mere saplings. Yes, but a mask? In a court of law? Don't you know anything? No matter the man, we all wear masks. Either on our faces or over our hearts. This guy is the real deal, alright, Nick. Why does it seem like all prosecutors are the real deal? So we finally meet Mr. Phoenix Wright. Nick, is he a friend of yours? No, I don't have any friends that call me Trite. Just who is this masked man? I've returned from the depths of hell to do battle with you. Well then, Prosecutor Gobo. It's not Gobo, it's Gadot, Your Honor. In any case, please give your opening statement. Opening statement? Those things are not fit for even dogs to consume. I have only one thing to say before we start. To you, Mr. Trite. What is it? Are you familiar with the saying, a chain is only as strong as its weakest link? I wonder how much you can stand before you and your case break in two. Well then, let's hear from the first witness. My name is, no one has asked for your name, witness. The important thing is what you know, that's all. Start talking. We're listening. Yes, sir. Alright, witness. First, let's hear about what you know about the thief that stole the urn. Yes, sir. Master Mask's crimes. Master Mask is a master thief that first started his crime spree 6 months ago. He's so confident that he sends his calling card before he even commits the crime. This was his 5th heist, and as usual, he sent a card on to Lordly Taylor. His pattern is to always go after only the most precious art pieces. That's why we're sure it was Master Mask, sir. Fits his MO to a T. Well, we know for a fact that the urn is priceless in the bad way. It's worthless is the best way of putting it. So then the actual identity of this Master Mask is Mr. Gadot. What are you? What? Where the bloody hell did that come from? We're in the middle of a trial here, Mr. Gadot. Blacker than a moonless night, hotter and more bitter than hell itself. That is the disgusting drink that is coffee. I'm sure you can grant me at least this much, Your Honor. Oh, please, proceed. Very well, it's only coffee after all. What? You can't be letting him slide this early in the trial. Proceed with your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Pheonix, what are you gonna do? As long as they haven't brought up Mr. Delight's identity, all we can do is show it wasn't Master Mask who stole the urn. Alright then. Master Mask crimes. Master Mask is a master thief that first started his crime spree 6 months ago. I wonder if there's anything we can present on that. That feels as it is familiar to something. That feels like I was just wondering about his, like, face mask, whether that matched up, like, that the image there matched up with what we had on the card. I didn't expect that. I was going to look at the card, but the dots on the white hand portion. White hand portion? It's like right hand, white bit. Combined them. To the security at Lordly Taylor, I will be coming to purloin the most priceless work of art on display in your Treasures of Corraine exhibit. Take good care of the speckled urn, won't you? Yours truly, Master Mask. It's like, yeah. It has no monetary value. It's like, that's the bit that's getting me sort of like, why would he take it? It doesn't matter. Master Mask is a master thief that first started his crime spree 6 months ago. I can't think of anything to present, so... Have you been involved in the investigation from the beginning? Yep. Nobody knows more about the thief than me, pal. It's true. I'm a Zvari, author on thieves. An author? He's written books about thieves? I think he probably meant to say authority. The fact that this guy can slip through even my fingers shows how good he is, pal. It's easy when those fingers happen to be butterfingers. Ooh. Well, press harder. So nobody knows more about the thief than you, huh? You got it, pal, except maybe for the thief's mum, that is. Isn't there someone who knows even more about him than the police? You don't mean Detective Zvari, do you? Who is this person? Zvari. He sounds German. His name is Atmey, sir. Guess I shouldn't have made up such a silly name for him. What the heck? Guess he's not all that famous after all. See, that's so significant to me. Just the fact, like, he's not that famous. It feels like he wants to make a name for himself. He wants to be the captain of his own ship. That kind of thing. Anyway, it's true that he did manage to retrieve the last item the thief stole. Probably because he stole it and returned it. Oh, I see. Seems you're not the expert you claim to be. It looks like the thief is toying with me, even now. So confidently sends his calling card before even commits the crime. I'm gonna press on this. Have you seen all of these so-called calling cards? Of course I have. Except, the person in charge of the treasure exhibit never brought their card to the police. So I didn't see this one until after the crime occurred. Ah, I feel like we should present the card then, because maybe it's different. The whole, like, fact it's got a, like, the mask on it. I mean, that was a significant difference. That's because Detective Atmey stopped Miss Andrews from taking it to the police. Is the calling card that Lordly Taylor received authentic? Well, all the cards have one common identifying feature. We're not releasing that information to the general public. But you're absolutely certain that this card is real? Gumshoe can't say it out loud, but I bet he's talking about Master Mask's emblem. Okay, so it was brought up. I was just wondering if it was going to be mentioned, so it's like, okay. So this is 5th heist, and as usual, he sent a card to Lordly Taylor. That was the one we just did, wasn't it? No. Okay. His 5th heist. Are you... and your 5th screw-up? Huh. That's a bit harsh, isn't it, Nick? Like, he's calling it a screw-up? Objection, pal. And in fair, maybe you could say I screwed up 4 times. But this last time wasn't my fault. I didn't know about the calling card this time. You of all people shouldn't be chuckling about this, Detective Gumshoe. I just want everyone here in the courtroom to know something. If you ever get a calling card from this guy, don't call some stupid private eye. Call your local police right away. Got me? Ah, it looks like he's really got it in for Detective Atmey. His pattern is to always go after only the most precious art pieces. Art pieces? Like what, for example? Well, his first target was the famous Tear of Emanon. What's that? Some kind of especially salty teardrop? No, sir. It's a blue diamond, a single rare diamond. Next was the crown of Bongora, you know, the thing they put on your head. After that was the left hand of Hades, and then the portrait of Megina, sir. Detective Atmey retrieved the portrait of Megina, and returned it to the museum. And the target of his 5th and last robbery was the sacred urn, right? But isn't it difficult for him to dispose of such famous art pieces? Well, we assume he must have some underworld connections. Somehow, Mr. Delight doesn't look the type. Yeah, he's a little too sunny to be hanging out in the underworld. I don't know, I mean, he has to get his money from somewhere. If he's got the same job as, Butz, it's like, where's he getting the money? Like, you know, that's the thing there. But I'm gonna present on this, the urn, because it's like, that feels like, the urn has no monetary value. So... Can I ask you a little something, Detective Gumshoe? Just hearing the little in that question is making me nervous. You said that he always goes after the most precious art pieces, right? That's right, pal. But there's one problem. That's not what he did in this case. The supposedly priceless urn doesn't exactly rise to the level of precious art. What do you mean? Nick, how can you say such a terrible thing? No, I meant from a financial point of view. I mean, it wouldn't fetch a good price. Well, Prosecutor Gadot, what is the value of that urn? The appraisers I spoke to said they couldn't attach a price to it. And I mean that in the worst sense. Hey, that's how I put it. So in other words, it was not the kind of item that Master Mask would normally go after. Completely pointless. I understand you correctly, Mr. Wright. You're saying that the theft of the sacred urn was not the work of Master Mask. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Actually, all I did was point out the contradiction the argument made itself, but... Well, first of all, we need to get this issue cleared up. Was the last robbery the work of Master Mask or not? What do you have to say about this, Mr. Gadot? There's coffee here. It's my own special blend. I call it Gadot number 107. I'm trying to decide whether to cut down on the acidity or the bitterness. The bitterness, that's mainly the horrible thing about coffee. Blech. That's the only thing I've got on my mind right now. Mr. Trite. What? If you're really a man, you should clean up your own mess. Sorry, but I don't get what you mean. You're saying it wasn't Master Mask that stole the urn. Then it must be someone imitating Master Mask's methods. A fake. A fake Damask? Fake Damask? Sounds so ridiculous, but I like it. Now, before I decide on my coffee, I believe some proof is in order, Mr. Trite. Proof? There's nothing in that, mate. Proof that the person who appeared at Lordly Taylor that night was actually a fake. What are you drinking? There was nothing in it. Now, I don't approve of Mr. Gadot's behavior. His point is valid. Mr. Wright, we're waiting. Looks like I'm going to have to prove it. Any proof that the person at Lordly Taylor that night was in fact fake Damask? Okay, so the only proof we got it was there was the photo, so... See, I've been thinking about the mask, but what about the rest of the costume? Because I'm like the mask I was thinking like because the partition and where the screw tops, what would you call them? Like what is that? Like the circles. I want to say bullet points, bullet holes, but it's like that's not it. It's like the things that affix the face together in the middle. The little dots. That's what I've been looking at, but I'm just wondering about the rest. So what we got here? We've got the hat with the little mask on and the feather. So let's match that up. Feather, hat, little mask. Okay, how about the shoulders and the arms? Or how about the freaking giant mask he's got on, like, around his neck? That's clearly not... It's like... I'm like, what about the little details? Like, the little intricate details? What about, like, the little dots on his arms? Maybe it's a different pattern. Maybe I've got to look at... No. The giant freaking missing thing around his neck. Like... Take that! The proof is right here. This looks like a photo taken by a security camera. But if you look closely, you'll notice something peculiar about it. Well then, why don't you go ahead and show us what it is? Go on, use this pointer and show us. Oh, what is peculiar? There, right there. Missing. Take that! It's right here, of course. You mean Master Mask? I have here a piece of reference I would like the court to take a look at. Isn't that the publicity photo I bought this morning? The problem I have with the security camera photo is the brooch. Ah, thank you, that's the word I was looking for. On Damask's chest. A breach! Here, bailiff! Get my steed, we need to retreat at once. A brooch, Your Honor. It's a sort of clasp for holding one's cape on. Clasp, eh? Ah, I see now. Cancel my steed. But the Master Mask in the security camera photo... Ah, he has no brooch. That brooch is the same as the emblem on Damask's calling card and serves as his symbol. Whoa, steady on. But the thief that broke into Lordly Taylor wasn't wearing a brooch. In other words, this Master Mask is a fake. I've been fooled again! Oh yeah, a complete fake, yeah. Hey, it was on the calling card? Order! It's true. Undeniably true. Detective Gumshoe! How? How could you have overlooked this? I'm sorry, sir. I don't know how I... Hey now. You're an all-star. Get your game on. If you're gonna have a pity party, invite me too. Mr. Gadot, you deserve some blame in this too. How could you have overlooked such a large brooch? The brooch you're talking about? Yeah, take it down, mate. You mean this? Ah. That's Master Mask's brooch. Where did you find it? Well, I've always had a good nose for evidence. I got it at the crime scene. It was hidden in the shadow of a big female Buddha statue. Buddha statue. He must mean the Amy Faye statue. Why didn't you tell me about that, sir? I always put evidence away in my pocket. After all, it's the safest place for crucial evidence. This guy is one cool customer. It's a little early to be shaken up, isn't it, little lady? That friend of yours left pretty little hickeys on there, too. Hickeys? Figuratively speaking, of course. I'm referring to Ron Delight's fingerprints. What? What? The defender's fingerprints are on the brooch. No, that happened. Order. Order in the court. Mr. Gadot, let's see that brooch. I've grown attached to my metallic girlfriend here. Take good care of her. It appears to have been torn off some clothing. There's a little bit of cloth left on the back. Obviously, there must have been a big struggle that night at the crime scene. Uh-oh. Phoenix, we have a problem. Damask's brooch added to the court record. I feel like whatever happened in the fourth theft, like my thoughts are Atmey stole this, ripped it off, masked Damask's clothes at the same time as sort of like retrieving the item, maybe. Maybe. Huh. You mess with Gadot, and you get burned. He's been playing me like a violin. Well, Judge, I'm about ready to call my next witness. Huh? You done with me? But I haven't proved anything yet. You've proven your own incompetence, sir. That's good enough. That doesn't sound good at all. Bailiff, bring the next witness into the courtroom. Finally time for the ace detective to make his appearance, huh?